Hi, Dr. Lucas Canterbury here for Niagara Frontier Veterinary Society and Pet Talk Tuesday. Today we're going to talk about hip dysplasia. Very common condition that we see with a lot of our purebred dogs. German Shepherds and Golden Retrievers are unfortunately overrepresented when we talk about the pets that tend to have this. And what hip dysplasia really means is the hip itself is a ball and socket joint. So we should see a nice socket with a good deep groove with a ball sitting right inside that, and it just lets that move around and rotate through there, and it's held really well. When we talk about dysplasia, what that means is basically that socket and that ball aren't made properly. They don't seem like they fit together. So we'll end up finding a really shallow socket for that ball to fit in. What it means is now that the top of the hip can start moving around, the top of that leg can start moving around in there, and it doesn't tend to automatically cause pain, but it does mean that we're going to see that these pets will develop arthritis much quicker than a lot of our dogs that don't have that same problem. It doesn't tend to happen in cats, and we find it a little less in our mixed breed dogs. It is a condition that identifying early can help us know what to expect down the line, and there are actually some interventions in pets that have really advanced or significant hip dysplasia. There are some surgical corrections that can help make your dog live a much more comfortable life. One thing that we do find, there's a couple of things that actually can make this happen more likely, and new data and new dog foods have been developed from when they were fed a while back that basically have found that the right combination of minerals and vitamins is really important to how your dog grows. And too much phosphorus, too much calcium can make it so that dogs that may not have been prone to hip dysplasia can actually develop that type of condition. So it's really important to make sure that your pet, your dogs in particular, especially the large breed or giant breed dogs, they're fed a puppy food for at least the first year of their life. That can help make sure that they grow their bones slowly, they develop more properly. And that can really help diminish the likelihood of seeing these issues. So while hip dysplasia is a really devastating disease, there are a lot of things that we can do to help make sure our pets are more comfortable when they do develop this, when they are dealing with this. Keep them comfortable as they have arthritis, which in the end, keeping them under their heavy weight or their ideal weight, being at their ideal weight is really important to make sure that they don't put more pressure on those joints. So keeping your pet trim can really help them stick around for a lot longer. So talk to your veterinarian. They can help walk you through if your dog does have these issues, what to expect, and any interventions that can be done early on. So for the Niagara Frontier Veterinary Society, this is Dr. Lucas Canterbury. Have a great day.
That's some great information there, thanks to Dr. Lucas Canterbury. And of course, you can find out more about the great vets at the Niagara Frontier Veterinary Society online at nfveterinarysociety.org.